All right, welcome back. That was easier than last time. Good deal. Well, good to see y'all. Good to see your shiny faces here. And anybody try anything this week on your kids? Go home and, you tried? Okay, well, I'm glad you came back because, like in AA, they say, keep coming back. It works. Come on. That's right. We need a little community support here. All right, we put in some tanning lights since I was here last. That's obnoxious. But hey, I feel like a piece of Kentucky Fried Chicken waiting to be sold. It's like heating lamps. All righty. Well, tonight we're going to cover what I like to refer to as the language of loving on purpose. It's important that we carry in our heart and our mind an understanding that I started with last week, which was that God is putting words in your mouth, words of covenant, words of purpose, words of love, words of power, that you are imparting to your kids, and they will show up in their mouth. There is a covenant. There is an understanding of how love works. There's an understanding of a relationship between your kids and God. And you are giving an inheritance to your children. And it doesn't necessarily mean money, although it can. But it definitely is going to show up in culture. It's going to show up in a culture that reflects heaven. And so it's filled with honor, it's filled with respect, it's filled with freedom, it's filled with love, joy, peace, righteousness. All right? And that is not going to happen by a bunch of rules. It's going to happen because your children have learned from you that obedience is not the most important part of the relationship. The connection is. The fact that they have a connect from their heart to your heart, from your heart to their heart. That what we're going to do is we are going to take time to teach our kids that they have half the responsibility in this relationship. So when Jesus says to his disciples, if you love me, you'll obey my commandments, he was not saying, let me control you. He was saying, the love that you have for me will be manifest in the way you treat what I told you was so important to me. And the love that you have with your children, the love relationship that you have with your kids, the love relationship you have with anybody, is going to manifest in the way they treat your heart in the relationship. And if the person you're dealing with has no value for you or your heart, it will show up in how they treat what you told them was so important to you. So, it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon to see in a disrespectful or abusive relationship someone deliberately trying to destroy something that I know is important to you as a sign of disrespect and dishonor. Now, when it's happening accidentally, or when it's happening as practice of the relationship, then we turn to the rules because we try to protect ourselves with the rules. And it's never a smart idea. And it's always going to set you back. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that threaten our connection. All right? Shall we? For many of us, we have a list of pet peeves. Things that will threaten our relationship with our kids more than anything else. So let's shout out some of those things, shall we? What would they be? Whining. Okay, whining's a favorite. What else?
I don't care what you said. Let me go ask Mom.
Okay, so King of the Mountain. Yes, I don't care what you said. I'm going to go ask Mom. Let's conquer and divide. Divide and conquer. There we go. Strike that. Reverse it. Good. What else?
I don't want to.
What's that?
I don't want to.
I don't want to. Okay, is that like disobedience? Or okay, that's a favorite of parents. The messy room, or any chore that I can't seem to get your cooperation on. All right. What's the big kahuna? Wow, all together. Lying. That's not even the kahuna I was thinking of, but lying's a favorite. Disrespect is usually at the top of the charts, you know. Parents are so afraid of disrespect, so afraid of disobedience, so afraid of lying. And when people get scared, when parents get scared, they want control. And so when we have a big red button on our chest that says, "Don't you dare push this button," any kid who's lacking power in the moment is going to do what? Push the big red button. And the parents are easily controlled by the child's knowing where your buttons are. So, when we have a list of things that we hold near and dear to our heart as pet peeves, these are all usually the things that connect our emotions to the button. This is the button, actually. This would be what makes us crazy. So whether it's disrespect or homework or disobedience or sibling rivalry or lying, whatever your particular is, and it kind of rotates for you, doesn't it? And each one of your kids has their own little deal. And you're like, "Oh, no, you didn't do that." Yes, I did. And I have this gift, actually, of wearing you out with this thing that I do. You know, each one of ours had a different deal. And each one of yours probably has a different way of hitting your button. So we need a language. We need a way of interacting with our kids. We need something that helps our kids, you know, understand what we're trying to say. And for many of us, we think, well, can you really? I have teenagers. Can you teach an old dog new tricks? I'm an old dog. Can you teach me new tricks? Sure you can. You can. You be ready for anything. You know, like, "Mom, how did Mark get his name?" Say, "Well," or, you know, are you surprised that we live this long, Mom and Dad? You know, because remember that day we got into the paint, and you know, finally parents just say, "You know, I've had enough. You come with me. You are going to stay right here next to me. I have had enough." And then one of your parents stops by and says, "Well, if you can't beat the children, then you know what we should do with them? We should just duct tape them to the wall, because I've had enough of this." You're like, "Oh my gosh." You just never know what your child is going to do. And whether or not your kid is just ever going to grow up and be a model, because it could happen. You just never know what these people are going to do to you. What do you do when they push that button on you and you didn't see it coming? You just weren't ready for them. Well, you're going to have to have some skills. And not only are you going to learn something new, but your kids are going to learn something new too. So think of it as like, you know, teaching a dog to talk.
Love Mama? Oh. I love Mama. I love Mama. That's right. I love my Mama.
I love my mama. I love my mama. No, I love
Hello? 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 Hello, Bullet? Hello, Bullet? Hello? Hello? Okay. You want it? You want it? That's perfect.
Yes, I run around. Run around.
Hi, baby. You want your mama?
Well, if we could teach dogs to talk, surely we can learn a different way of speaking to our kids when they are jamming on our buttons, all right? Now, it's important that you have these things, just on the back of your tongue, just ready to roll off, because it helps you kick your brain into neutral. Because really, something that's vitally important is that you are not pulled into the emotional bath that your child is in. See, when your child is upset, out of control, looking for your buttons, the best friend you have is a thinking brain. Okay, if your brain works in that moment, ta-da, you're going to feel like a genius in just a little while. But if you jump into the emotional cesspool that they are swimming around in, it's going to be hard to tell who caused the stink. All right? So this language, this way of talking, this way of responding to your child's problem is going to help empower you to stay in neutral, stay away from the emotional cesspool, and be able to think, be able to be the adult. Oh yes, we give control of our emotional life to toddlers. Little tiny people have a video game control connected to our belly button. And they're like, run, mommy, run, jump, 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 run, 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 fall down, run back, jump, 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 face turn red, voice go higher, 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 chase me, chase me, chase me. And it is time for us to get control of ourselves back. Amen? Amen. All right. And so some of these things are going to help you. Now, these would just turn into a tattoo for you, all right? These are your simple phrases, just a couple words. You can call them one-liners. You can just call them the thing that saved my life. I know, probably so. I don't know. That could be. Nice try. I know, probably so. That could be. I don't know. Nice try. I know, probably so. That could be. I don't know. Nice try. All these things are going to help you communicate a message that, you know what, no matter what you do, I am going to keep my sanity. I can see you've lost yours, but that's okay. I love you no matter how long it takes you to get through this problem. I know, probably so. That could be. I don't know. Nice try. This is going to help you when your child says, "That's not fair." I know. You know it's not fair? That could be. Oh, what are you, the world's stupidest parent? Probably so. See, because we as parents get so excited over disrespect. And a child who is feeling powerless and wants control over you pushes your big red button. And you know why they do it? You know why they do it for years? Do you know why a little child will treat you disrespectfully for years? Do you know why a child who is a teenager starts treating you disrespectfully and just keeps on doing it. Do you know why they do? Because it works. Because it works. The second your child discovers that disrespect doesn't control your emotional state, they quit using it. It's like a pen. You have a pen that you write with, and it stops writing right in the middle of your deal. And you just can't believe it stopped. You just won't accept this, will you? So what do? Oh, you shake the stupid thing. Come on, pen. You start writing real big on the back of the paper. Come on. You're going to bring this thing back to life. And the second that you realize this pen is toast, you chuck it. All right? The second that your children discover that disrespect doesn't work, they're moving on to bigger and better things. They are looking for something else to control you with. Anybody see Jurassic Park? Remember Jurassic Park, the first one? Remember the raptors? You remember the raptor cage? Where they lower the cow into it, Remember the guy who was the guard of the raptor cage? He was the Aussie guy with half his hat flipped up, He said, these things are smart. They're intelligent. They keep testing the fence in different places to see if the power's still on. Now, I'm not calling your children raptors, but I do want you to understand that these things are intelligent. And they'll be back. And they're going to keep testing the fence to see if you meant what you said, to see if things are still in place. And if you'll learn just a few tools with understanding, you will send a consistent message to your child that says, okay, they got that one covered. Disrespect doesn't work. Me trying to pull them into my problem doesn't work. Irresponsibility in this house doesn't work. Dishonor and violating relationships in this house doesn't work. Because my parents somehow disconnected the button on their chest that was given to every parent at birth. I watch my friends hit this button on their family, and it works. I have a little sister, and I can hit this button, and it works on her. But my parents somehow have disconnected the button that allows me to control their quality of life. And you're going to be so happy when you get, I know, probably so, that could be, I don't know, nice try, down with love. All right? It's got to come with the love, though. It's got to have the love. It's got to have the love. I know. Probably so. I don't know. That could be. Nice try. Okay? You got to ditch the sarcasm. You got to ditch the passive aggressive, because kids smell mocking. They smell it. Your child will say, "You mocking me?" Probably so. Because you missed a step. And the big step you got to bring is the love. You got to bring the love. You got to bring the mercy. So all of this is done with the underlying message, I love you very much. This is never a jab. This is never an effort to exasperate your children. Ephesians 5 says, fathers, do not exasperate your children, which means do not push them past the point of self-control. Don't antagonize your child by intimidating them or mocking them or discouraging them. But instead, let them know that you have the capacity to turn into a cloud by day. And as you stand in front of them, and they are trying to grab you and pull you into their problem, and they're getting handfuls of cloud. Where'd you go? What happened? I don't know. You can't say I don't know. I know. Hey, this stuff doesn't work on me. That could be. This is all an effort for parents to gain control of the parent, not parents to gain control of the children. All right? The parent in good shape is a parent in control of themselves. You cannot control your children. That's never the goal. We're not trying to control them. We are actually trying to give them a well put together adult, a model for them to shape their life after if they care to, as well as teach and train them to learn to manage themselves so that they can carry their half of us. All right? So the next one is, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I left my backpack on the bus. Oh no. Oh, I did. Oh no. Something else you don't know. I smuggled my hamster to school today, so Spooky's on the bus to my backpack. Oh no! Spooky's on the bus? In your backpack? Uh-huh. In this heat? Uh-huh. Oh no! Uh-huh. Did you hear what I said? Uh-huh. How come you not jumping furniture and yell at me? How come you're not like telling me how irresponsible I am, and then we load up in your car and we go get my backpack? And the whole way you tell me how you don't have time to do this. How come you look like that at me? So once your child is hit with a big old giant, oh no, the child begins to realize that this is not your problem. This is actually an opportunity for them to learn about life. They are now about to get hit with the consequence of a poor choice. They are now living like you live. When you make a poor choice, rarely does someone come yell at you, scream in your face, ground you, rub lava soap on your tongue, and take away your toys. When you make a mistake as an adult, there are a series of events that you have put into place. And you get to experience them. One ugly wave of consequence after the next ugly wave of consequence that splashes over your life. Now, hopefully you have your brain on while this is happening so you can take notes for the next time you have the same choice. There is nobody outside of you come alongside, go, whack! I told you! Now, maybe you married someone like that. How's that working out for you? The idea of external controls, the idea of external government, undermines the relationship that we have with the Lord, of Him guiding us with His eye. Remember that? He is going to guide us with His eye. He's not going to guide you with a bit and a bridle. He's not going to guide you with an external control system. Man will do that. Man will do that. Man's government, that's really the best thing that man can come up with, is some system of external control. But training our children to control themselves and live from the inside out starts with, oh no! And then we want to give them all the power in the world by asking them, what are you going to do? Oh no! Spooky's in your backpack on the bus. It's 108 out there. Oh, what are you going to do? What are you trying to say? Oh, well, I don't know. Oh, I'm an 8. How could I be held responsible for my actions? I don't know. What are you going to do? I don't know. Well, I've been around for a while now. I've picked up a few things. If you want any of my help, you will let me know. I can't wait to help. You let me know. I'll be over there. We're going to leave Spooky on the bus? I don't know. I hate it when you say that. I know. That one too. I need some help. I'm ready. I'm ready to think. I've brought my brain with me to my problem. I'm feeling the weight of being 8. Ain't it great? Will you help me? I would love to help you. What does help look like? Well, I was thinking, if I were in your situation, I would use the phone book to look up the bus barn. See what they do with backpacks full of hamsters. Look in the phone book. Oh, where's the phone book? It's in that drawer, I think. That's where I would start looking. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of pages in here. What's the difference between the yellow ones and the white ones? I don't know. You think it's under bus barn? I don't know, you could check. And here we go. We have an 8-year-old on a learning journey. They're just learning, just crashing through what other 8-year-olds never get to learn because their parents don't think they have a brain that works. And so the parents doing all the thinking. Good grief, I don't have time for this. You and your childhoodness should have had adults. And you're going to lead this child right through the thought process all the way maybe to a phone call, maybe even to calling a taxi. How will I get there? They told me it's over here and over here and over here. Well, I'll tell you what. How much does a taxi cost? I don't know. I'm only 8. Well, how would you find out? Oh, this is going to take forever. Probably so. I promise you I will charge you half of what a good taxi would cost. Because I love you. And I'm trying to go easy on you. So you should be having fun in your child's learning journey. You being stressed out by being controlled by their mistakes, you're on the wrong side of the ball. Come on over and let them do most of the work on their problem. Let them do most of the thinking about their mistakes. help them learn to clean up their messes and give them an experience that'll last a lifetime. The next time, say, hey, where's your backpack? Oh, I got it. I got it. Hey, you going to take Spooky to school today? No. I thought you loved Spooky. Your child has a brain and it works. And they're going to impress you. So you got, oh no, probably so. That could be. I don't know. Nice try. Oh no! How's that going to work out for you? What are you going to do? And then we have no problem. No problem means no problem for me. Possible problem coming up for you. I'm not doing my homework. No problem. No problem. Now, no problem has to have a smile on your face. Because people without a problem look like this. You can't go, no problem. Because you're missing the whole point. Okay? People with a problem look like this. People without a problem look like this. No problem. I'm not wearing my shoes and you can't make me. No problem. Once you say no problem, and you've allowed your child to experience that decision, the next time you say it, they go, what do you mean, no problem? Scares me when you say no problem. That's like a warning. Probably so. And you're really catching on to this. Okay, and another quality that we want to have with our kids, another piece of the language, and this is especially if you have little ones, this is how you start setting limits. You begin to talk about being fun to be with. How fun are you? Can you be fun? Or do you need some time? Alone, away, far, far away, like your room. Or, this is no fun. Would you like to do this in the front yard or the backyard? Just away from me is the point. Okay? It's not about you're punished. It's not about you made a poor choice and so I'm going to smash you. I'm the yellow truck, you're the red truck. No. It's, if you want to be around me, I require much more than you're giving me. So, if you want to stay with me, if you want to be in my presence, I just need something to change. It's your fun level. Because this is no fun. All right? So let's say we have a toddler. Little tiny one. Little tiny Juan Kenobi. And the toddler is doing the pterodactyl call. Remember the pterodactyl call? How many toddler parents do we have? Parents of toddlers. I didn't mean to call you a toddler. How many little toddler parents we have? Okay, so you got a few of you. I'm a grandpa. And we got a little toddler in our house now, and she's dredging to the surface things I forgot long, long ago. You know, and it's all coming back to me. But fun to be with is a big old deal now. Big old deal. Lainey, fun? Room. Fun. Why? Because she has been given some choices for a while. And she knows that it is my job to manage me right now. Fun to be with leads to self-control lessons for little tiny people. All right? So we got the little toddler with the pterodactyl call going. I mean, how long can you do that? How long can you do that? I can't do that for very long. Not only can I do it very long, I can hardly do it at all. So it starts going, I'm like, oh, where's the spray? Is there something can we stop this? parent has to be ready. You have to be ready with a plan. See, all these things are to give you something to do besides act like a toddler yourself. Okay? So you want to give them the old, oh, hey, wow! That is no fun. That, no fun. Fun? Room. Now I am beginning to move. Right after I say that, I'm beginning to move towards them. Because I want this to happen quickly. I want them to learn this quickly. So as I begin to move, fun? Room. You decide, I decide. Feet touching the ground, not touching the ground. No problem. No problem means no problem for me. Possible problem coming up for you, right? Okay. Now I'm doing the loaf of bread carry to the room. Get to the room. Set the child down. Feel free to come out when you're fun. Now you are leaving. You're heading away from the child. Any child worth keeping is where? Right here. You turn around. Hey, fun, room. Feet touching the ground. Shoo! Child takes off. Why? Don't you touch me! Don't you touch me! I was born to be free! But pick me up. Oh, who do you think you are picking me up? Put myself in the room. That's right. Touch me. Pfft. Whatever. I put me in here. What was I thinking? What am I doing in here? Am I like in a timeout? I'm supposed to be in here for 2 minutes. What's a minute anyway? I don't even know. Well, I'm coming out. I'm 2. I can do whatever I want. These people think I have no self-control. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. I'm coming out. Here I come. Now the child is looking for an angry adult somewhere. But there isn't one because Mama is taking good care of herself. She's in here and she's looking out the eye in her ear. And she sees the toddler coming. She goes, hey, fun, room. And the toddler's like, I picked room twice so far. Okay. Are you trying to get me to smile at you? Oh, how hard could this be? Okay. Like that? Is that what you're after? You want some of this? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, now that looks like fun to me. You come here. You want some cookie dough? And what we've just practiced is a toddler learning to manage themselves so that they can be around you. And a toddler will do that because a toddler wants to be around you. People want to be around. People that love you, people that are free when they are around you, they want to be around you. It's your job to set limits with them and to communicate to them what you need from them in the relationship. And so you are beginning to teach someone who is famous for being egocentric, absolutely self-centered, and you are beginning to train them in valuing and respecting the needs of others because they are beginning to feel the weight of real relationships. They're beginning to realize, you know what, there's 2 halves to this relationship. Oh my gosh. And if I don't carry my half, I'm no fun. And when you have a toddler and you're training them in this fun, no fun, you'll be saying it quite a bit because they don't have great expressive language. They have great receptive language, though. So they understand a whole bunch of stuff you're saying to them. They just can't kick it back at you. So go ahead and expect them to be like a PhD on the listening end, but on the expressive end, fun, room. I've seen Laney go, room. There's just no way I'm going to recover from this right now. There's just no way. I am fully engulfed in my emotions. I need some time. And you know what? You get some. Go ahead, sweetie. And as the children get older, you know, I've seen one of our boys say to Sherry, "Mom, hey, Mom, no fun." And Sherry goes, "Room." We want a culture of accountability that is fighting to protect the relationships, not a culture of relationships that aren't famous for fighting over the rules. Okay, so we're going to fight to protect our relationships and stay accountable to the quality of respect that we maintain. And I give you permission to call me on any disrespect that I offer our relationship. I give you permission to hold me accountable to grow in respect. Because this is an environment of honor. This is an environment of peace. This is an environment of love and value. And so when someone in the family is violating the culture of the family, it's usually because the violator is out of their mind. I'm just out of my mind. Somebody who can think, talk to me, give me some feedback. I'm being a violator of the safe place I've been trying to create. And so you are powerful in our home. You are powerful. The yellow truck, red truck, if you weren't here last week, we talked about this inequity of power that is a lie, that says, I have all the power, you don't have any power. I'm the parent, you're the child. I'm the man, you're the woman. I can kick your behind. I'm the boss, and you're not. And this is how you create an unhealthy relationship. You take power away from people. And so rather than trying to establish that I can control you, that I can hurt you if you don't do what I say, I want to set an environment that says, you know what? There are two powerful people here. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I really don't know what you're going to do. But it's your job to use your power wisely. Fun or room gives you a choice. But if I were to just say, okay, buddy, that's no fun, here we go, and I haul you off, you get no choice, I am yellow trucking you. You can come out when you're fun. The child's in there. You were teaching your child the inequity, the misuse of power. And you will see it show up in the way they treat each other. You will see it show up in the way they treat you when they feel powerful. And when do they start to feel powerful? Well, we see it first when they are toddlers. We're not usually scared of toddlers. Obviously, we are fighting with them and arguing with them and stressed out over them, but we don't let on to anybody that we're scared of them. Because we can still pick them up, move them around. They can't reach the door handles quite yet. But then they want to be powerful again when? When they're teenagers, right? And the difference between a toddler and a teenager is body hair, right? Pretty much, I got the same set of needs. I got to be me. All about me. Did I mention me? And when that person thinks that the way that you get power in a relationship is you get scary and you get disrespectful because they learned it from you, when they get scary and disrespectful, we don't call it parenting. When they do it, we call it rebellion. Everybody take a deep breath. Yeah. When our teenager gets disrespectful and selfish and angry, we call it rebellion. When we do it, we call it necessary. So we want to be very careful that the practices of our parenting are not increasing anxiety, increasing disrespect, increasing disconnection, attacking our connections. We want to make sure that our parenting dynamics, our systems, are recreating a safe place. We are literally bringing heaven to earth when we are disciplining, when we are leading, when we are confronting, when we are correcting our children. We are going to bring heaven to earth. We're going to bring the presence of the Lord right here into this dynamic. And God is spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. We are going to introduce freedom into the dynamic between me and my child. And there will be two powerful people working through your problem. Now, I don't know what you're going to do, but this is what I'm going to do. I don't control you. I'm trying to control me. Now, I have a plan in case you ever sneak up on me and pull a fantastic learning opportunity. I have a plan. There was a time when my oldest child went to school. She was like 9 years old, thereabouts. We lived in Mount Shasta. And one day, Sherry introduces this idea. Britt, I won't be making lunches anymore. Bought you some stuff. You want a lunch? There's your lunch pail. There's your bottle. There's your stuff. Let me know what you decide. Well, she's all excited. The first day, right? So the first day. Now, this is a learning opportunity. This is intended to teach this whole deal. I am handing you some responsibility for your life. You have graduated to more responsibility. And we want that. We want our children to graduate to more responsibility. Graduate to more responsibility. I got two teenage boys at home, and one of them learned to drive and got a job and senior in high school, negotiating his way through his last year of high school. And I have in June, I have Levi's graduation on my calendar, and it has a question mark after it. Because things are that close. See what he's going to do. Taylor's graduating in responsibility. He's now got his permit, and he wants the responsibility to get in a steel canister and drive it not hundreds of miles an hour, but, fast around other canisters of steel with people in it. He wants that kind of responsibility. Well, there was a day when Brittany was introduced to the level of responsibility of thou shalt make thine own lunch. And so She makes her lunch. She gets it all ready to go. She puts it in the fridge. She gets it out, sets it on the counter. She goes to school. I drop her off. I come home. I walk in, and what's on the counter? Her lunch. I looked at Sherry. Sherry said she's going to call. I said, I know. Ring, phone. She looks at me. Here we go. She picks up. She says, hello. Brittany says, hi, Mom. It's me, Brittany. Sherry says, I could tell by the way you called me Mom. I said, Mom, I forgot my lunch. It's on the counter. She goes, oh, the purple one? Yeah, that's it. Oh, there it is, right there. I see it. Mom, could you bring me my lunch today? Sherry says, oh, sweetie, I'm not going to the school today. We live about 3 blocks from the school. Oh, sweetie, I'm not going to the school today. Oh, Mom! Oh, that's not fair. I know. Oh, Mom, please, 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 bring me my lunch. Sherry's looking at me like, I'm sorry, Britt, but I'm not going to the school today. What are you going to do? Oh, well, I was going to call you. Have you bring it. I know. How's that working? Oh. You know, I have an idea if you'd like to hear it. What? Well, now Sherry knows that Brittany's kind of upset. So she's going to give her an idea to kill. Ready? She goes, well, you know, some kids wait around until after lunch, dig around in a trash can, see what they can find. How will that work out for you? Oh, that's a stupid idea. Okay. I do have one more idea. Is that better than the last one? Maybe so. You could ask one of your friends to share their lunch with you. How would that work out for you? I don't want to ask anybody, Mom. I just want my lunch. Can you just please bring me my lunch? I'm sorry, sweetie, I'm not going to the school today. I got one more idea. What? You could go to the secretary of the front desk and ask the lady there, what happens around here when kids forget their lunch? She's like, oh, I don't want to go talk to her. I don't know her. I'm scared of her. Okay, babe, well, that's all the ideas I have. I know you're going to get this figured out. I love you very much. Bye-bye. Click. And that is so hard to do. It is so hard to let your child have their problem. It's just so much easier. Pull up at the school. Walk in, here you go. Now this is the last time I told you you're making your lunches so that you can learn to be responsible. And don't you think I'm coming down here tomorrow, because I will not be down here tomorrow. I got things to do. I got more important things to do than to drive your stupid lunch all over town. It's just way easier to do that than to just let her have this thing settle inside of her. So she gets home from school that day, and she is, walks in the door. And Sherry's like, she hates me. Poor child. She's still standing up. She can still walk. Brittany's walks in. Dun, 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 dun. Sherry's like, so, what'd you do? She goes, huh? What'd you do for lunch today? Oh, I shared lunch with Olivia. Oh my gosh, she has a brain and it works. And you are so impressed when your children figure out their life. You're just so impressed. But you rarely get to see this. It's like seeing Bigfoot. Because we're just so often solving their problems for them. We're just taking over their life. We're just telling them what to do. Here you go. because we know we're capable, we're not so sure about you. So when we take over our child's life, it's hard to see them think. It's hard to see who they are. It's hard to get to appreciate and build confidence in who they are. One time, Banning and I, we were doing a parenting thing at Enterprise High School. And we had this group of parents, and we were teaching them about responsibility and how to teach your kids to be responsible. And this one parent was, she was excited. She was excited. And she went home. And she went home excited because she had a plan. See, when you have a plan, you are ready. You are equipped, and you're just praying for them to do that thing. Oh, please. Oh, please do that thing to me one more time. Oh, come on. And so she says to her son, she comes back the next week, she goes, I got one that worked. I said, well, what was it? She says, well, I could never get my 9-year-old to feed the dog. Can't get him to feed the dog. And so I'm just yelling at him, and we're just fighting over feeding the dog every day. It's just like ridiculous. Just how hard is it? You have one job around here. I tell him every day, you have one job. I go to work, I work all day. Every day I do this. And nothing changes. So I figured I would change. She said, would you like to feed the dog at 3 or at 4? He goes, 4. She says, would you like to tell me you fed the dog or leave me a note that you fed the dog? Leave you a note. Because he's not going to do either, right? And so, it's 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock comes, 4 o'clock goes. It's dinner time. They all get to the dinner table, and he walks up and he's looking around at everybody, and his plate's missing. He says, where's my plate? She goes, oh, sweetie, hey, you know what? Every night, I fix one meal per person every night. Tonight, I give yours to the dog. Now, you let me know if you need my help again tomorrow night. You can't give my food to the dog. I know. Now, honey, what were you going to do after dinner? Play video games? All right, we'll try to get high score, okay? She says the next night, 2:30, right after school. Hey, Mom, fed the dog. Tell you, these children are geniuses. Absolute geniuses. Enjoy yourself the first time, because they're going to tuck it in there, and they're going to make you, they're just going to make you keep your day job. All right, there was another gal that, she had a 14-year-old daughter. This 14-year-old daughter was, she was 14, and she was voluptuous. She was happening. And she says, Mom, could you take me to the mall? Can we go to the mall? I need to get some shoes or something. She says, sure, yeah, I take you along. So her daughter comes out with this outfit on that was revealing. And the mom is like, so the mom says, okay, I'll be right back. So she goes in, and Mom, Mom had some of her own revelation ware. And so Mom comes out with her, and Mom's a little more voluptuous, if you know what I mean. And she comes out and she goes, come on. And the teenager looks at her and goes, where do you think you're going dressed like that? And her mom says, well, if I have to be seen in public with you like that, I figure it's only fair that you have to be seen in public with me looking like this. So if that's what you're doing, then this is what I'm doing. Well, I am not going anywhere with you looking like that. You look ridiculous. She said she went in and got on some of her most modest clothing she's ever seen her wear. This isn't about controlling your children. This isn't about learning how to make your kids do what you think they should or what you wish you would have. This is about learning to manage yourself in such a way that you create thinking and personal responsibility, self-control, love and respect, and connection with your kids while they learn, while they figure out a whole bunch of things about life that hopefully you have learned and you can teach them. The first skill that you want to master is the skill of managing you. And if you can manage you, you can be an example of where they need to go. You can then begin to hold them accountable to manage themselves. If you can control you, you can hold them accountable to control them. If you can manage your half of us, you can hold them accountable to manage their half. But if you're out of control, damaging the relationship, disrespectful, controlling, and punishing, it shouldn't be any mystery to you where it's coming from if you see it coming from them. And so when you as a parent are confronted with your child's poor choice, your child's mistakes, your child's ignorance, if you don't have a plan, if you're not ready for this moment, then you will feel like the emergency service people who arrive at an accident, okay? Now just imagine if they had not been practicing and training for years. For this moment right here. This car accident right here. These mangled up people right here. What happens when everybody else arrives? Oh my God! Oh, you're going to die, you're going to die. Somebody, oh. But the professionals show up with a plan. They've been practicing a plan before this event ever happened, anticipating. And so when the emergency response people show up at the scene, they execute their plan. But if you act like a parent, if you act like you had no idea your child would ever lie to you, first stick your finger in your ear and see if there's a brain in there. I had no idea my child would be disrespectful to me. I had no idea this child came with a will of its own. I had no idea my child would ever not do homework. If you don't have a plan for things that you know are coming, how's that working out for you? It's not. And when we act like we're shocked, we're surprised by our child's misbehaviors, we feel totally caught off guard by their mistakes. I have no idea what I'm going to do with me when you do that. that is a bad feeling. And that's a bad day, and that's probably a big disconnect in your relationship with the most important people in your life. All right? So, what I hope you pick up out of this is that this isn't about creating obedient, compliant children. That's not the main goal. It's nice when that happens. This is about preparing your children to manage themselves, to protect your heart, to learn how to control themselves, to learn how to think, to learn how to solve problems in their life, to learn how to practice being respectful in a loving relationship, how to protect love, and how to participate in an environment of freedom. This is about preparing your children to live heaven on earth. This is about teaching and training our kids to live in the kingdom of God. If I misunderstand the goal, I will misapply methods. If I misdiagnose, I'll misprescribe. And so understanding the goal, which is to train my children to function in the kingdom of heaven with the King himself, that's the goal of what we're doing. I would venture to say that very few of us were raised with that goal. And as a result, the tools that we have need some tuning, some adjusting, and some flat out swapping out. Amen? Okay, put your hand on your heart. Oh, Jesus, here we are. Come and get me. Teach me what I need to know. Renew my mind. Help me bring the kingdom of heaven to this earth as a parent, to teach my children to love the King and to bring glory to him. In Jesus' name. Amen. 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 Amen.